Hello everyone, I am Janhavi Gawde doing a Cardiff Metropolitan degree BBA from Universal Business School. And this video podcast is part of my CBC module called Contemporary Business Communication. And today I'll be talking about how a small change back then influenced globalization and what were the consequences for business communication, with a special mention of how English became the business lingua franca. Thinking about today, our 21st century, we are ruled by two types of forces. One are the economic forces, another one are the social forces, due to which internet has become a very evident factor of globalization. In order to understand globalization and its vast process it is involved in, one individual has to take in-depth analysis about communication technology along with capital movements. For example, globalization of financial market indicates movement of exchange rate and stock prices across many different borders, which are informally interconnected. Globalization of social media means connecting people from a social point of view. Internet technology with advanced forms of communication which have been provided to people today has not only increased the economical value but also brought producers and consumers in a close proximity. Many problems which were associated with marketing functioning has also been reduced due to fruition in information technology. Today, what business leaders are forgetting is that what they do not only need is good business strategies, but they also need good advanced forms of communication which will help themselves and the business to grow and progress. Since we have spoken about the internet and the globalization, now it is the time that we speak about social media and business communication. When we hear about the term social media, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Flickr, Pinterest. But what is social media? Social media is an online communication platform where you give and take information. It has become so integral part of our life that we cannot imagine a life without it today. And social media and business communication, when we interconnect with them, they are in four effective ways. One is connections. Today's market is very less focused, and the only sole motive the business leaders are having is to launch a product or a service and make big hit sales. But what they are forgetting is that with social media, they can connect their brand with the customer, involve them in a very unique content on a continual level. Connections have to be deeper and faster in a fast-moving dynamic world. Talking about visualization, with help of social media, business leaders are able to provide the consumers with better visualization whether to buy a particular product or not. Consumers can take their decision at a faster rate whether the brand is going to affect their personality or not. Third are the campaigns. Earlier, when we used to launch a product or service where there was no enough amount of technology, these people had a very difficult task even to get a feedback. But with social media, in today's world, if you launch a marketing campaign on a social media site called Facebook, you get 100 million of likes in 3-4 hours, which is at a faster rate and fast-moving dynamic world. Fourth is round-the-clock presence. Social media with Facebook and LinkedIn, where businesses survive and grow on a continual level, is making ensure that people are connecting to those parts of the world which was not possible without social media today. Consumers do not have to wait back to go home at a particular time and sit at home to connect with other businesses around the world. Social media has a very important platform called smartphones, and smartphones are the one product which is ruling this generation and for the coming generations. Students, teachers, professionals or other businessmen do not have to go open the laptops or computers at home and connect with other business things. Smartphones are such products which are helping social media and business interconnect in such a way that we cannot imagine it. Businesses need social medias in today's generation to grow and progress. Since we have spoken about internet and business communication and their interconnectivity, now it's a time that we speak about internet and what are the consequences for business communication. It is a universal rule that everything in this world has its own pros and cons. And these pros and cons can have their own negative or positive consequences. But when we talk about internet and its consequences for business communication, I can see more of positive consequences. The first is outsourcing. Many jobs and businesses today are outsourcing their work, whether internationally or globally. For example, a team of softwares and developers and coders can have their website running on a different platform for less time and less cost as compared to hire American resources. Emails and instant messages have made this communication so effective and easy that these communications take place in no time. Outsourcing has also reduced the cost of having a professional developed coder site in future. Outsourcing has also enabled people to connect with each other and their works internationally in such a way that the cost has been less as compared to before. For the second point of collaboration, I request you to please continue. Thank you very much. And now I'll be talking about the second point called collaborations. When businesses and business owners expand globally and internationally, what they need is to reach a large amount of masses and large audience, due to which Internet is providing them with a platform called Internet Seminars for today, which we call as Internet Webinars. These webinars are helping these business owners to collaborate on large projects internationally and globally, just by logging into a coded website, which is much more cost effective. Can you imagine how effective and faster it's going to be for the future generation? Thank you very much. And now I'll be talking about the point of research. What business and business leaders need nowadays is good amount of research and data analytic. Being a career demanding in a 21st century, we really and our companies really need good amount of research and data. What research helps companies is to establish their market position permanently. They can also come up with new products and services which will help them to establish their position in the market permanently. Researchers and companies collaborate with each other in order to understand the competitors' position in the market and what they should do in order to outdo them. Research and good amount of research will enable these companies to progress in future and also understand and analyze the future market trends. Okay, now I'll be talking about a point called ease in communication. When businesses and business owners expand internationally and globally, obviously the requirement is for them to talk to the manufacturers, suppliers, producers, dealers, for which they need advanced forms of communication. Today, emails and instant messages have become the face of global communication. For example, a survey which I went to recently, they said that 36% of the business women and 38% of businessmen use this platform so frequently that it is going to be a major platform for revolution. And business connectivity is going to be a vast change for the coming generations. Internet is going to be a major form of revolution for business owners and their international counterparts which are far off across borders, due to which connectivity is very important for this generation, for not only the business to progress but also to bring people all around the world closer in one context. Since I've already told you about that, I am going to talk about how English became the business lingua franca, and now I'll tell you how it did. When we talk about English becoming the business lingua franca in a corporate stand, three main features for it comes in my mind. First is domain of use. Second, role of users. And third, overall goal of interactions. Business and English, how they connected as lingua franca, comes to my mind how they really interconnected before and now. Corporates usually use business lingua franca in meetings, in seminars, and in different events. English as a business lingua franca require its users to come from a different linguistic and cultural background, which is very important in these days. When English is connecting business and lingua franca, it also gives a minute touch of multicultural environment. English has been considered in the corporate stand a unique way of communicating. There are three primary reasons as to why English has been considered as a corporate stand. First is the globalization of tasks and resources. In this competitive world, when we have to talk to each other, that is when I am in India or one person other is in US, we need to speak the common language. Suppose, for example, a company in Mexico, an employee in Berlin have to communicate with each other. They need to have common language terms. Otherwise, the communication between them will hinder. Having language differences these days will also not help the companies to establish corporate stands. When two people speak about the common language, they also develop a sense of unity and they feel that the information which is given to one another come from a very reliable and a unique source, which helps them in better understanding and taking effective decisions. The second point is competitive pressure. In this world where corporate objectives is the main priority, it can really cause a bottleneck if we have major language differences. And these language differences may cause problems in establishing objectives and may hinder communication within internally in the organization. The third point, MA integration of national boundaries. Many decisions and files and documents regarding mergers and acquisitions failed to come into an overall project because of language differences, which cause a huge bottleneck. For example, today the fifth largest pharmaceutical company has established English as a corporate stand. Another example, Merolini, which is a brand image, has also established English as a common language when they're dealing with corporates internationally and globally. It has helped them to put themselves above the British and the American companies. To conclude, since we have learned so much about internet, business, lingua franca, English, I would like to say that today many businessmen and professionals, students, teachers want to be a part of a business diversified world, for which they need to equip themselves with a better understanding of English and effective means of communication. What people fail to understand is nowadays that they do not only require talent, but they also require good speaking skills. Since we learned so much about internet has to be used in a good and effective way. Internet, when it was found, was a blessing, is a blessing, and will be a blessing for the coming generation. So guys, this is Janhavi Gawde signing off. I hope you liked this video. Please like, subscribe and comment, and do not forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thank you.